Hey, hello, everybody. Ooh, y'all know I am already hot. Hey, Miss Paula, thank you for being here on Monday. Man, I appreciate y'all so much. Y'all have no idea. Hello, everybody on TikTok land. We'll wait a couple minutes to let y'all get on in here. Again, if this is your first time, please hit the like, follow, subscribe, all of that good stuff. I appreciate y'all. Woo. Y'all see I'm fanning already. Hey, Amy, how are you? Whew. Hey, Sunny, how are you? All right, so just a little bit of what I'm going to talk about today. Now, I'm going to try to stay in order, okay? Because I'm trying to do some different things with my YouTube channel. So if you are not watching me from YouTube, I would ask you nastily, my TikTok fans, to please watch my videos on Mondays on YouTube, but also subscribe to my YouTube page. Hey, Tamara, how are you? Thank you for being here. Hey, Sherelle. Hey, Lisbeth. All right, so really quick, I'm going to tell you what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about this new student loan, the SAVE program. I know we've been talking about it already, but it is now in effect. So I wanted y'all to know what was going on since you will be signing up for it, I hope. And I also wanted to talk about these interest rates, y'all. Okay. So I don't know if y'all been paying attention, but I know we talked last week about y'all going out and getting into these invitation homes and these LGI homes, these companies that basically go out and buy these homes. And we were talking about it last week, but now the interest rate keeps going up. And I wanted to add something new to that. Okay. Again, we talk about everything over here, Tamara. No gossip stuff, but we is about to get into what happened in Alabama yesterday because we got to have some something to laugh about real quick. But basically, this is where y'all get to ask me questions. Y'all can talk. We can talk about credit. Hell, we can talk about whatever it is y'all want to talk about. So, if y'all got questions about credit, bankruptcy, what should I do about whatever, please drop those questions below. Okay. So, hey, Mango Skin, how you doing? Okay. So, I don't know if you guys have been paying attention or not, but if you have not, you now can enroll into the student loan save program. Okay. It's SAVE. You can go to the studentaid.gov website and sign up to get on this payment plan. A couple things. If you guys are already on the repay, REPAYE plan, they are saying you don't have to do anything. I'm telling you to go to the website anyway, studentaid.gov. Look for yourself. Again, if this is your first time hearing this channel, watching on TikTok or YouTube, please make sure you subscribe. Okay. So you go to studentaid.gov, and I want you guys to read where it says you do not have to transfer. I read it where you don't have to transfer, but I want you guys to, because I don't want you to keep taking everybody's word for it. And as y'all know, dealing with the government, they change stuff every dang on week. Okay. So I was telling you guys that we were going to have an income driven repayment plan, and a lot of you said that you were already on that. Well, this SAVE program is the new income driven repayment plan. They had the name, they did not attach it to the income driven repayment plan, but now the income driven repayment is the SAVE program. Hey, Starlight. Hey, Sweetie 51. So, hey, Noreen. So, if y'all were wondering, you can go and sign up now, and that is your income driven repayment. Okay. Now, I am telling you now, okay, because a lot of people, y'all not paying attention to what's going on in the world. Okay. And that's why y'all come here, so I can give y'all a little bit of advice. All right. If you are struggling now, please consider enrolling into the SAVE program. So I'm gonna give you a little bit. Y'all probably already know this already, but there is no credit reporting for 12 months. And hold on, I got it right here, and I'm gonna tell y'all. First of all, they're gonna have 3 repayment plans. The first repayment plan, and I'll do a video on this too. The first repayment plan is your traditional 10-year payment plan. So I'm gonna tell you right now, it doesn't make sense. If you have $12,000 or less in payments and student loan debt, why would you get in this income driven repayment? Now, if you're a single person, it doesn't really make sense to. If you have a family, maybe I can understand that. But if they're going to have your loans paid off in less than 15 years anyway, why would you switch to a non-traditional plan? So if you have less than $12,000, and this is for your parents, make sure you evaluate to see if the standard 10-year repayment plan works. If not, then you can do this income driven repayment, which is the SAVE program. And then, now this ain't coming from me, this is coming from the Federal Register. It says that there is another payment plan that's going to come out for people who cannot afford, or what did they say? The third one is going to be an alternative repayment plan. And it says it's only going to be used on a case by case basis when the borrower has exceptional circumstances or has failed to recertify information. So basically, we don't know what this third payment plan is. So if you don't recertify annually, they're going to put you in this third category, and we don't know what that's going to be yet because they had not said to say more. Okay. Starlight told me to tell y'all to remember to hit the like button. So if I didn't tell y'all that already, please make sure you hit the like. Let me see if y'all asking me any questions before I keep going really quick. Okay. Let me see. All right. Let me look really quick. Yes, you just posted the video. Good, Diego. It said, okay, so we talked about student loans. So that's what we're on right now. It says I owe for previous loans and have recently started classes again. Should I still apply? Absolutely. Now if you're gonna be in school, you're gonna be in an in-school deferment. You don't have to switch to any repayment plan because you're not in repayment. But if you are in repayment, meaning you're not planning on going to school this fall, you will be one of those people that are going to be receiving a letter in the mail saying you have to pay. So if you think that that is you, here is your time to go and sign up on your own. You ain't got to call nobody or nothing. Go to studentaid.gov and sign up for the income driven repayment. Okay. So it's no credit reporting. They say for 12 months. Now, y'all know they tell you this wonderful plan, but we don't know if the no credit reporting for 12 months is going to be for everybody, or if it's going to only be for people who are going to miss their payments. We don't know yet. So that is why we have to stay on. Well, that's why I stay on top of stuff, because they only give you a little bit at a time. All right. I'm actually going to go to the website. I don't have any student loans, but I will go and pretend I do and get some information and bring it back to you guys. Okay. So if you have, now I just want to say this, for every $1,000 that you owe over $12,000, they are saying that you can add an additional year onto how long you're going to be paying. Now, remember, student loans are normally 10 years. If you get in any kind of repayment plan other than traditional, it extends your loans to 25 years. So, if you have $15,000 in loans, you would add an additional 3 years on top, because you have 3,000 more dollars to pay outside of that 12. So to me, we're going to see. I can't really see how this is a super great savings, because if your student loans are really, really high, how many more years are you going to be paying your loans? Okay. I'm not telling anybody not to do it, but these are some of the questions you guys should be asking, especially if you have a lot in student loans. Another thing I want y'all to remember, here is the time that y'all claim a lot of dependents. I told y'all this before, the student loan recertification, to make sure that you qualify for these plans, they look at how many dependents you have. So if you are single, maybe it's time to ask mama or someone of those people, can you claim? Because the more people you have that you are paying for on your taxes, the less you have to pay in your student loan payments, because everybody's not going to go to school. Everybody's not going to do in-school deferment. Um, and, some of you just want to pay them. So if you want to pay them, get the payments as cheap as possible, because they count. All right. Now, last thing, and I'll move on. If you have a lot of dependents and your payment is $0, and there will be people who get the $0 payment. If you have a $0 payment, then you get to know that that time still counts. So even if you are all maxed out with dependents and you've been on a $0 payment for 3 years, well, that's 3 years you've been making your student loan payments. So I'm telling y'all, okay, I'm giving y'all the game. This is how you lower your payments legally, is by adding dependents on your taxes, because that is how you're going to recertify every January. Okay. And if y'all been paying student loans back, I have, that is how they recertify you every year. Okay. So let me see what questions y'all have. All right. Let me see. Thank you, Jay Thomas. Dennis says Section 8, pay it back. Food stamps, pay it back. College tuition loans, pay it back. We have to support. Um, yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. But I appreciate your comment. I don't know if I feel that everybody should pay all that stuff back. Okay, I personally feel school should be free, especially for citizens. So, yeah, I don't know. Okay. Hey, Mo. All right. So that is what's going on with the SAVE program. Again, y'all make sure y'all tell somebody to make sure they sign up. There's not going to be a deadline yet, and there isn't a cap on how many people can get in it. They're never going to do that. Anybody can be able to get in this program. I just want to make sure y'all get in this program. Okay. What was the second thing? Oh, I almost forgot. I'm so thankful for my reporting skills. I learned my ancestors taught me this from slavery. Okay. I am really trying my very best to see Governor Ron DeSantis's point of where we can find the benefits of slavery. So if you're any race of a person, please look deep inside in one of your skills and attribute one of your skill sets to slavery. You may have not have been a slave, but you learned it somewhere down your bloodline and your family, and they've taught you that. Okay. So I'm being facetious on purpose because there are a lot of people here who watch me from Florida, and you guys are allowing your kids to go back to school. All right. So I can't tell anybody what to do with their children, but I will say, and this is for every race of people, please make sure that you educate your own children. And also, if you are not happy with this that's happening in the state, and I'm telling y'all, if they're going to do it in one state, they're going to do it in another state. And they're going to keep on eroding and eroding and eroding until they erase any story of anyone they want to. This is not just on Black folks, okay? This is going to be for anybody. Soon it'll be women, okay? Um, but if you do not like this is when y'all call y'all congressmen and things. Because, and I'm just going to say this, y'all know the federal government gives money to these schools, and federal funding should not be given to schools if parents, you are not happy with what is being taught to your children. So if you do not agree with these type of things, this is not the time to sit around here and be quiet. Okay, this is the time to make as a lot of noise as possible, because your children are going to be lied to. Okay. Now, if anybody gonna lie to my kids, it's gonna be me. Okay. Santa Claus, the bunny, fairy, the fairy godmother, all tooth fairy, all of that. Nobody else is gonna lie to my children. So I just want y'all to just put that in mind. I definitely wanted to add that. So thank you to my ancestors for my great reporting skills. I'm sure they learned it telling on people. I'm sure there's probably some Uncle Toms or something out there, and they told on somebody, and that's where I learned this from. It came from snitching. Okay, so I'm just trying to make y'all laugh, but at the same time, I'm trying to make a point. Okay. All right, let me see what y'all saying, and then I'm gonna get to this interest rate. April says, I can't figure out why there has been no federal taxes being taken out of my check. If there are no federal taxes taken out of your check, ma'am, then that clearly tells me that you have not been paying attention to your paycheck. And it could be you that have not put in your W-4, or some companies, they just don't understand what y'all put on the W-4, and they just don't take no taxes out, and they wait until you come back and address it. Please don't be one of those that at the end of the year, tax time, you stuck owing somebody some money because you did not do what you should do. So if you notice that you're not paying any taxes, you need to change that. Max, come here. Okay. April also says, I have filled out my W 2 the same way as always, and still no federal taxes being taken out. Well, W 2s, you mean W 4. W 4s are not filled out the same way they used to. So that could be the problem. I don't know if y'all know this, but the W 4s have changed since Trump. Okay, there's a new W-4 form. Hopefully, when we get a new president, that'll change. But if you've been filling it out with exemptions, saying you want 2 and 3 exemptions, you cannot fill out tax forms that way anymore. It is a dollar amount. Okay, so that could be the problem, April. All right. They be on. Nobody says, Shamika, how you feeling, wifey? Hope all is well. I don't know who this is, but hey, okay, because y'all know y'all be trying me on here. These strangers be coming in, but hey, I'll be wifey. Maybe not yours, but somebody's. Okay, Mo says Texas, Oklahoma, Mississippi is next for removing CRT. I'm telling y'all, they're gonna be lying to y'all kids. And if you think these children already got low self-esteem because they don't know where they came from and where they're going, wait. Okay, so this is why they have a shortage of teachers, not just because these kids are acting up. Okay, why? Because people have found that you can make more money going and doing homeschool. So if one of y'all are looking for a side hustle, there you go. Be a homeschool teacher. All right, get you some of them homeschool kids, a couple, a few, and you can make the same amount of money, if not more, teaching right at home. Okay, so y'all pay attention to that. I know what you mean, April. It's cool. It says, Mo says, the way you love Black people, I'm sure your ancestors were on the right side of history. Okay, they were also on the right side of that WWE chair. Okay, so we're gonna take a break real quick and let me see if y'all been paying attention to what's been going on. I know y'all saw what happened in Alabama. I know y'all saw what happened in Montgomery, Alabama. Let me tell you, I kept rewatching and rewatching because it was so much going on. I know y'all got a good laugh out of that. Hey, Cassie. Um, I again, I feel sorry for the women. The men I don't care so much about because men are men. They fight. They get over it. They can take a punch, whatever. But the women getting thrown in the water, getting punched. Ladies, y'all got to stop fighting for these men and let them handle their own business. I'm not fighting. I'm on the phone. Okay. I might be trying to pull my man away, but I am not going to get in the middle of two men fighting because I cannot. Well, I could take a punch. Let me say that I could take a punch, but I don't want to have to take a punch. Okay. How you say that? Okay. Oh, Starlight, you need to go right on YouTube and type in Montgomery, Alabama. Um, Montgomery, Alabama. Yesterday. That's it. I mean, it's all over social media. It is just too funny. Um, okay, God Infinite Son said what she said about Mississippi. I live in Mississippi. What part did they say? There's not a area. It's going to be the state. Basically, what she was saying was they're going to remove CRT, critical race theory, in a lot of these southern states. Regardless of how you may feel about that, it has more to do with what they're actually teaching your kids. If they want to take some stuff out, fine, because I don't think teachers should teach your children everything. That is what the parents should do. But if you are trying to make my child believe that slavery was good, regardless of who it happened to, I'm just not going for that. And just because you're going to tell me a Black person, a scholar, came up with the information that makes it right, it doesn't make it right. Okay. That's no different than uh, uh, a woman who was taken, if y'all know what I mean. And I don't mean Carly taken. I mean taken in another way. So something like that happens to her. Does that mean she can learn something good from being the R word? I can't see it. So I know we try to make light out of bad situations, but there's just certain things we need to leave it alone. Okay, she said type in riverfront brawl. Thank you. I had to send my mama the video, okay? And I know she be saved and she ain't with all that, but I told her she gonna have to put God to the side for 1 second and watch this, okay? Because his people were making me laugh. Okay, Mo, I'm telling you, that's the only thing on the timeline right now is that CRT and this doggone not CRT, is this doggone brawl in Montgomery. It says I had to watch different videos from different angles. I did too. And y'all notice it was young men and old men. Whew. Oh boy. And this is, did you see the name of the boat was Harry? Oh Lord. And y'all know what? Not only was the boat, okay, so the boat name was Harriet. Um, it was Black people fighting white people. And I didn't even know from watching the news today, I didn't even know that that's like where the civil rights thing started. Okay, go to tell you how much I pay attention to history. So everything in Black history went wrong yesterday out there on that dock. Okay, but let me tell you, I was all here for it. It was very entertaining. God just have to forgive me, but I laughed a lot, and I rewatched and shared a lot. So there you go. See, we all got a petty messy side, even me. Okay, I like a good laugh. Okay, so see, we ain't feeling bad about that. Okay, we gonna laugh too at some of the foolery. What else was I gonna tell y'all? Oh, okay. And again, y'all can ask me whatever questions y'all want. I just wanted to tell y'all, I don't know if y'all noticed that the interest rates, this is the 11th time. 11, okay? Not 10, 11th time they have raised the interest rate since 2020 or 2021. So let me tell y'all what that means because a lot of people don't know. When the feds raise the interest rate, that is their way of telling y'all stop spending so much damn money. Hit the like button, y'all, too. Okay. They're basically telling y'all to stop spending money. And since people still are going to spend money, they have to raise the rent. Now, get this, because we like spending money so much, so they charge you more to borrow money. So if you're going to spend the money, you want to use it and borrow money from the bank and credit cards and all this, that's fine. But that $1 that you think you're spending is now going to cost you three. Okay. So I need y'all to pay attention. Y'all plan on buying anything. If y'all have credit cards that are to the max, um, or even over 50%. A lot of y'all told me y'all credit card interest rates are going up, but this is why, and they're going to continue. We have about one or two more interest rate hikes, okay, to look forward to. So we are going to be sitting at, and get this, that means house interest rates to buy a home, y'all are going to be sitting at 7 or 8% to buy a house. Do you know how extremely high that is? And I hope that none of you are in that much of a rush to get a house that you would take something like that unless you know for sure you're going to have A1 credit that you can refinance in 6 months. And then really the only people who do that are people who have money in the bank. So I'm saying that I don't want y'all to rush out there. But this is why I was telling y'all about what we were talking about last Monday, about those LGI homes, those invitation homes. They already study the market. They already know that this interest rate hike was happening and that there's more interest rate hikes coming. So what are they doing? They keep buying up all these homes, and they're going to make it so that you only have a choice to rent or to buy. You can't rent, or some of y'all rent and you're renting with roommates because the rent's too high. Then you buy because your payment to buy is cheaper than your rent, but the interest rate is ridiculous. So your payment is higher than you thought because y'all did not add in the fact of property taxes and all those other things that you now have to pay for. So all I'm saying is, and I had to tell somebody this today, girl, stay where you at. Now, I am not trying to tell y'all to stay in some place that's unsafe, unsanitary, or anything like that. But if you are trying to move just to move and you really don't have no reason, you might need to sit still another year, sign that lease, and see what's going to happen with this economy. Because I don't want y'all to step out there and fall on your face, and then you're starting all over again. Okay. So let me see what you're saying. And if y'all got questions on YouTube, y'all make sure y'all ask me. Oh, they be on nobody. I'm sorry, I did not see you ask that question. He said, "Are CPNs still risky on 50/50 on it?" Yeah, absolutely. CPNs are always going to be risky. And y'all know what the CPNs are. I tell y'all that's the fake ass social security number. They're never not going to be risky because it's not legitimate. So that's never going to change. Okay, it said black security guard jumped uh, by by supremacists in Alabama. Black men came to his rescue to fight. Oh yeah, Miss A, you got to go see it. It says that's my hometown. They have made improvements on the riverfront and don't want black to enjoy it. Okay, yeah, y'all make sure y'all go check that out. It says sorry, I was running out of room to type. They don't want black people down there. Sharon, you said you emailed me last week. I'm sorry. Can you do me a favor, Miss Sharon? Send me an email tonight so I can make sure that I got it. Okay. Um, because sometimes I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I don't know if I mistakenly delete my emails by mistake, or maybe I just did not respond to it yet. But if you could, I'll look for it tonight. Okay. Thank you very much. Okay, so really, all right, so good. It's 7:30. So those are my big three things. I want to tell y'all about this SAVE program that I needed y'all to make sure y'all go and enroll in if you are doing your student loans. I wanted to make sure y'all go watch that video. If y'all didn't, so y'all can get y'all a good laugh in. I saw a different angle today. Okay. So if any of y'all want me to send y'all this video, I did. I found a different angle from long before the fight even started. It was what was going on the boat. And so when they were saying move, get out the way, I don't know if y'all heard that part of the video, but if y'all want to see that part, I'll send it to you. And I want to talk to y'all about these interest rates. So I don't want y'all to get caught out there trying to buy something. Somebody said any grants for food businesses. Well, I'll tell y'all about what there are no grants specifically for food businesses that I've seen right now, but I will say that SBA, they just need help. But basically, they are, and I really I would like y'all to go and take some of these webinars that the SBA has. Okay, they have them. Um, Webinars at least 2 to 3 times a week. But the SBA is doing another round of lending, not the EIDL, but they are claiming that they are going to make the Small Business Administration more focused on actual small business, and they're going to start making the lending process easier by relaxing their standards. Well, they haven't necessarily said what those standards are. And I don't know how many of you have ever tried to get an SBA loan for your business, your real business, not the one people made up during COVID. It's a little difficult. Okay. But that is what they put out this past week, that they're going to make it easier to get money. And I don't think that's a bad thing. But again, the government wants to keep y'all stuck in this loop of owing money to people. Okay. So at least if you're going to owe somebody, I'd rather owe the government than these banks. But I would tell y'all, grants, or find a way to raise the capital on your own without having to borrow money. Because a lot of people, when I ask y'all about how much money y'all need to start a business, $5,000 is not a lot of money. But when I actually look at it, a lot of y'all don't need a grant to start a notary business. Now, I don't know what kind of food business you're doing, but some people don't need a grant to start a food business, because a lot of people who have a food business, they start cooking in their own kitchen, selling plates out of their house. Then moving from that to the next level, to a truck, a food truck, or to a restaurant. Some of y'all want to go right out there and do your big one the first time, and it just don't work like that. Okay. So y'all gonna have to start finding creative ways to get money, because if not, they just gonna keep you locked in financially. And then when are you ever gonna be debt free? I mean, golly. Starlight says, looking for job. Okay, so it's Census Bureau time. Is it Census Bureau time already? Thank you, Starlight. Starlight says, if y'all looking for a job, the Census Bureau is hiring. Thank you very much. Okay, so y'all know y'all can go to usajobs.com for those government jobs, or go to the actual census. Well, the Census Bureau still gonna have you apply with the USA Jobs. So just go to USA Jobs and look if y'all are interested in getting a government job. Now, y'all know I've worked for the government my whole career, except the few times I left and I went right back. Um, that's just the thing for me. I can't speak for anybody else, but I liked feeling safe over there, knowing that I was going to get that check. Okay. And a retirement check. So y'all look into that. Thank you, Starlight. Okay. Go ahead. Ask me the question, Saya. It says, any more filing claims for Facebook? Like when, so they have not said when Facebook is going to pay out. But I'm a notary, and I did. Let me tell y'all, this is weird. I got one. I got a notary job today that wanted me to go out and get somebody to sign for a settlement for what's that spray stuff that you spray on the weeds? Well, whatever that is, they were paying they were doing a settlement, and they didn't want me to leave the paperwork with them. I had to basically knock on the door unannounced, tell them I'm here, a notary with this company, for you to do your settlement, to get your check. I was really curious to know what this check is, so maybe they're gonna have me do it tomorrow. They sign, and I come back in I come back in, I think 4 days or something like that, and have them sign the other piece, and then they get this check. So I'm telling y'all, these class actions, they do pay off. All right. Now, they may not give hundreds and hundreds of dollars, but I promise you, when they start calculating all these things that we getting, because I'm sure they're going to be tracking us, y'all will be surprised to see how much you would get paid out in some of these class actions. Okay. How difficult is it to get a grant? Well, I think it depends on the type of grant. Um, if y'all are looking for a grant from the federal government, I would say that would be kind of difficult to get, because one, you have to be a nonprofit. So if you are not a nonprofit, I wouldn't go after the federal grants. Some of the state grants also require you to be a nonprofit. That's the first and most important thing, is you need to find out what structure you have to have. And again, y'all hit the like button. Look, I'm trying to get more into saying that. Okay. So you have to make sure you got the right structure, whether it's an LLC or a nonprofit or a corporation. Okay. You got to see what they want. Then after you do that, you then need to see how long, what are the requirements? How long you had to be in business? Do you have to be Black, LGBT? Do you need to be a male? I mean, you need to find out those things. That's the second thing you need to find out. Then, after you see that you meet the requirements, your business meets the right structure, then you look at the work that has to be done. Some of people, the reason you don't get the grants is because you don't have the information to put in. Okay, so last week, and I don't think she's watching, but yes, y'all really do be hitting me up in my inbox. Somebody did find a grant for $50,000 that they said, look, girl, I listened to you and you told me if I think I qualify, apply. And she said, I can't apply, but I think I know I qualify. So I looked at it and we applied. Now, let me tell y'all, I did this grant in 2 hours with me and Chat GPT together. Okay. I basically had to phrase my question in a way that it would answer it the way that I needed to for this grant. And we did it. So we keep our fingers crossed. I hope that she gets it. Um, so grants can be, it really depends. I do think sometimes the lower the grant, probably the easier. The higher the grant, it's a much harder to get. Okay, the SBA just gave is giving away 1 point, not 1 point. I think they're giving away like 150 million to people who apply for some program. It was a great program, but to me, it didn't make any sense for me to put in for it because I wasn't going to have the support from other companies to work with me. So you got to do your research to make sure it's the right type of grant, okay, before you do it. Okay. Go ahead and ask that question, Sai. I don't know if you asked it about your credit or not. Let me see. Why is it so expensive to fix it? Well, thank you, Roundup. That was it, Roundup. Roundup was the settlement that was paying out. So reason why, okay, I hate to bust people bubble who actually fixes credit. And I'll say that it's not really that many people who actually fixes credit. And if y'all been paying attention to Ashley Grayson and some of these other people, and I get y'all phone calls. I am so tired of people calling me after they done paid somebody else $2,000 and $3,000 because I'm like, y'all could have just gave that to me. Okay, I'm really gonna do the work. But the reason why credit is expensive to fix is because it's tied to you emotionally. So when you need something really, really bad, I can come in and say, girl, I can fix it, but it's going to cost you $200 a month. Now, $200 is a lot, but it's not going to be when I'm selling you all the things you can have when I raise your credit. But see, the catch is do they really work? Okay. A lot of people could say they're going to do something, but are they thorough? Are they really explaining to you how long this process takes? Some of y'all not even asking the question. Y'all looking at the advertising saying 45 days. That is not possible to repair credit and fix it in 30, 45 days. You can remove some stuff, but you ain't going to repair it in 30, 45 days unless it's not that broken in the first place. Another reason credit repair is expensive is because you're not really supposed to charge for it. So if you're not really supposed to charge for it legally, then I'm might as well charge all I can to get this money before I get found out and I can't make no money off of it no more. If you think about it, how many credit repair commercials y'all see on TV? You don't. You may see Lexington Law or you may see a debt consolidation, um, but you don't see credit repair commercials on TV because they can't. They cannot say that they can repair your credit and charge you for it beforehand. Credit repair, you're supposed to pay after the work is done. But they found a way to jump through some hoops to make y'all sign up to pay for other things, but y'all not really paying for credit repair because it's not even legal to charge you. Okay? So that is why it's so expensive to fix. Are there any new class actions? You can go to topclassactions.com, classactions.org, and classactions.com. Those are my 3 to go places. There's always going to be class action lawsuits. And let me tell you, I did one, and one of them came back and was like, girl, you do not even qualify. I was hurt because I really did qualify, but it told me that I didn't. So I'm like, okay, cool. It told me I ain't qualified, so that just means move on to the next one. So if they do it and they tell you don't qualify, don't worry. But here's the catch, y'all. Make sure you are only doing class actions that require no proof. Because if you don't have proof, you ain't gonna get the class action anyway. So do the ones that require no proof. Usually they pay less. That just means you fill out more class actions. That's all. Same amount of money, just double the time. All right. What are your thoughts on Ron? So if anybody's a notary, a RON, RON is a remote online notary. A lot of y'all didn't even know this, but you can be a notary and do notarizations right from your computer as long as you have the right software. Here is what I personally think about it. I think it's still too new and that a lot of people are not comfortable using it. And it leaves too much room for fraud. And if you are a notary, you do not want to have to tap into your errors and omissions insurance or any of that stuff. So if I can stand to actually meet somebody, that is what I'm going to do. I only do RON notaries, online notaries, if it's requested. Other than that, I won't do it. And also, I'm not trying to pay monthly to keep the software, the platform, and I don't even use it. So if anybody is a notary, I will tell you it is worth it to go and take the certification, be a RON notary, but you probably will hardly ever get a lot of work. Okay, unless you're dealing with a title company that is what they do a lot. Okay, if you don't, you won't do a lot of work in that. Okay. It says, I just applied to become a notary. How do you get into being a notary for class action lawsuits? So being a notary for class action lawsuits is really not even when you become a notary, if you actually put your information out there, um, and if you constantly are taking leads, like I get text messages all day long. I don't know what these notary jobs are until I click the job to see what it is. I don't accept everyone because sometimes 30, 45, $50 is just not enough for me. Now, if you want to get out there and hustle, do you. I think that's great. Hey, Chrissy. But it's not something that I'm going to do all the time because it's not worth it. So the class action lawsuit, this will be my second one that I've done. Um, it's you don't get yourself on any kind of list. You're just selected, and it's whether you accept the job or not. Okay. It says they said they would wipe everything out and 200 point automatically. And see, and that's the thing. Okay, and you said okay. So someone told Sia, I'm gonna say it wrong, that they would wipe out everything on her credit and it would be a 200 points automatically. And she wanted to know, are the 609 letters worth it? So first, nobody can tell you that they can wipe everything off because they're not psychic. Two, they don't work for the credit bureaus. Three, you can go watch my video on YouTube, looking up the credit sweep, and you can save yourself all that money because I'm going to tell you how to do the way that they did. Now, I'm not saying that I ever did it. All I'm saying is y'all not gonna get me in trouble. This is for entertainment and educational purposes only. But I know the game and I know exactly what they do. So if you want to save your money, go and watch my video on my YouTube page, Shamika Saves. It's how to clean your own credit. Okay. Speaking of credit, the 609 letters. If y'all don't know what the 609 letters are, basically it's a letter that is referencing a paragraph 609 in the Fair Credit Reporting Act, the FCRA. Okay, that is all that letter is. There's tons of letters. There's 611 letters. There's 613. There's different paragraphs in that book, and you can use the 609, that paragraph, and what's in it to try to get things deleted off your credit. You can try any tactic you want. The credit sweep tactic is the only one that works. Now, it's not going to wipe off everything at one time because the credit bureaus are slow. They are not on that like they used to be. 3, 4 years ago, you could turn in that police report, boom, everything gone. Not nowadays. Now you got to do it 3, 4 months at a time, take a break. 3, 4 months again, take a break until it's done. So it still can take you up to 12 months to fix your credit, depending on how much damage is done to it. All right. Chrissy says, hey, I've been having a lot of clients ask me about CPNs and if they're okay as long as you're paying on your debts or loans. Can you give your thoughts and I'll share your video? Woo, woo. Yes, ma'am. Well, first tell your clients I got a couple CPN videos. If y'all again, I keep pushing y'all to my YouTube page. I got a couple YouTube CPN videos on there. They are doing very well. Thank you. But here it goes. Nobody, nowhere can tell you CPNs are legal. The reason why they can't tell you that is because the only social security number you can use is the one you've been issued. And the only person that can issue you a social security number is the Social Security Administration. People will say, well, celebrities use them. No, they don't. Okay. Celebrities do not use a fake social security number because that would be committing fraud. Now, you can have a different social security number if you are in witness protection, legally change your name, or if you have two social security numbers that were issued, I believe they will let you choose one. There are only extenuating circumstances that you can legally change your social security number. It causes red flags. You probably won't get approved for anything for a very long time. And if you are transgender, if you're changing your gender, that's another way to get a new social security number. Other than that, you are stuck with the one you were born with. Now, the CPN, people do use them for apartments, cars, credit, loan, cash, you name it. Okay. All illegal. But if that is what you choose to do, it ain't my business. Okay. What I will say is this: tell your customers, Chrissy, that you guys have until 2026. That is when they are supposed, and they, it's a real company, They're supposed to be deploying information, software onto these banks' systems so that they can identify all of the CPNs. Now, what that means is if you have a car that you're financing for the next 7 years, I'm gonna need you to pay it off in 3. If you're gonna get your body done, you using care credit, well, they can't snatch that ass back, okay? But I'm gonna need you to have it paid off. The reason why is because if this does happen, the payment's still coming out of your bank account. The mail is still going to an address where you pick up mail. So even if you are using a fake CPN number, it's still tied to you because in some form or fashion you are still paying for it. So 2026, things need to be paid off by the end of 2025 because sometime in 2026, and again things will change, y'all. Um, they're gonna know. And I don't want people getting caught up. Okay. People are look, I just saw an article yesterday. I can't believe they're still arresting people for the PPP at $20,000. I had to go and look up the federal indictment because I couldn't believe. I said, ain't no way they arrested this girl. And all she got was one, not two loans, one PPP for 20 grand. What? So if you think that they're not cracking down on stuff, they are. It's just quiet. And let me tell y'all, when it's federal stuff, the CPN will be a federal thing because you're messing with the Social Security Administration. It is very quiet. They will arrest you, arraign you, and you will be out in a day, and nobody knows. That is why you don't hear about a lot of. The matter of fact, one of the girls that does credit repair that was in Houston, I can't think of her name right now, but she got caught, and they said that she had $3 million worth of whatever in credit. She was right out of jail in no time. She back to making videos again, and she is still um waiting for her turn to go to trial. Same with Ashley Grayson. So nobody knew they got arrested until it came out all over on YouTube. And if y'all don't know who Ashley Grayson is, look her up. Okay, so these things are happening. Y'all just don't know because it's like this. Okay, them people come get you real quick and let you go about your business because they know they finna sit you down soon. So and you won't even know. All right, let me see what y'all saying. Okay, it says, hold on, y'all. Um, okay. It says, child, just pay your bills and don't overextend yourself. Yes, it is very easy to say. I'm telling you, it's hard not to overextend. And let me tell you one thing I'm noticing that we're now in this roommate phase where people are gonna have to downsize and they're gonna have to start living with folks because, and it's not because you can't pay your bills, it's because everything else is rising, but your pay is the same. Okay. Orange juice should not cost me $4 and $5 damn. I might as well go and pick me some oranges off the tree for cheaper. Okay. And take me an hour and have 3, 4 gallons to myself. So things are increasing, but the pay is staying the same. Rent is going up. Okay. Rent is going up. So imagine people who already were struggling and they got to renew that lease. All right. It says, which credit and monitoring sites are good and inexpensive? Well, I'm gonna tell y'all the best one to go to. Okay. And it's the one, it's mine. Now I don't push my stuff too much, but I am going to start. Y'all can go to my site, Credit Hacker. Okay. And it's Credit Hacker with the dash in between credit and hacker. Now, I'm gonna tell you what is better about my site than all these other sites. Is because you actually get to not only monitor your credit, but you get to dispute, and I don't mean dispute like click and dispute. You get to actually generate those letters. Those letters I'm talking about, the 611, the 609, the 613. You can generate all those letters with a couple clicks of a button and print them out along with your social and your driver's license, and you can dispute your own credit. Now, me being a person that used to fix credit, don't tell nobody. I used to fix credit. I know. So that's why if you don't want to do this by yourself, you can always have me coach you through it. But I want you guys to be able to do it on your own because if not, y'all going to be just like Saya or Sia over here asking questions and wondering why it's so expensive. Y'all paying people thousands of dollars of what y'all can do. All you got to do is take, hell, 30 minutes out of your month. Credit only changes every 45 days. So you only need 30 to an hour, minutes, 30 minutes to an hour a month to focus on your credit. Okay. You can do it. Make time. Look, I make time to watch reality TV. You can do it while you're watching reality TV. Okay, so y'all can go right to my site, Credit Hacker, sign yourself up. You can get your credit monitored. You can see your real score, not the fake ones. And you can generate and print out your own letters and dispute your credit for free. Do not dispute it online ever, ever, ever again. Always do it in writing. Always. Okay. How can I find the name of places to help with car payments or fixing cars? It's a lady on TikTok. So I'm wondering about that. I always tell everybody if you're looking for assistance, you always want to do 211. Most of the places that help with car payments or fixing on cars are nonprofit agencies. They are not usually anything from the state, simply because they don't want to have liability in the event that something happens that they put money into your car. So your local government is not going to get involved. Those programs are always given by nonprofits. What you have to do, and it's just an individual thing, you're going to have to call 211 in your area to see what they have available for you. It says, "Do you advise us to go qualified attending the notary university? Do you advise us to get qualified attend?" I did everything through National Notary Association. To me, it doesn't really matter as long as you get the certificate for Ron. I even have a permit runner. That's another notary job. If any of you guys are real estate or you work with anybody in construction, you can be a notary that does permit running. And basically, all you do is go and pick up the permits down at the city department, and you bring them back. And that is all you do, and you get paid for that. So, permit runner, the RON, RON, that's the remote online notary. You got the loan signing agent, and then you have the regular notary. Those are 4 types of notary hustles that you can do. Okay. And yes, Chrissy Nicole, Ashley Grayson, yes. Orange juice, $8. Oh my God. And I'm telling y'all, I love me some Wawa orange juice, the one that already comes together, but I can't pay for 59. It's like, that's ridiculous. No, nobody says, Shamika, I wrote a book. What's the best way to promote it? It's $25. How do you feel about the pricing? Well, what's the book about? And I don't think anything's wrong writing a book. At this point, I told y'all, I got a whole bunch of books written with ChatGPT. So I am basically putting myself in the lab because I am going to use the rest of this year. And I challenge y'all too to use the rest of this year to get yourself situated for next year. That means a lot of writing notes, a lot of getting organized, y'all. Because a lot of us, we have ways to make money. Mo sells on Etsy. Okay, we got the secret shoppers over here. We got notaries over here. I know some of y'all be cooking. I know some of y'all do hair. I told y'all about the photo inspection. Go take those pictures and get paid. There's so many ways to make money. I just want y'all to write down all the things y'all do and let's find a way to get paid from it. You wrote a book, sell it. $25 doesn't sound like a lot, but it depends on what it is. Okay, so I'm waiting to see what that book is about. Yes, it's the Rose Credit Lady. Yes, Alicia, that's her. She got picked up by the feds, and baby, she was back in a day or two, and she's back to making YouTube videos like nothing never happened. Well, she has to make YouTube videos because that's going to help pay for her defense. So I just want y'all to know they still picking up folks. Okay, so we want to move smart, all right? And Chrissy, tell your people that if they are going to use the CPN, I mostly tell folks if you're going to use it, just get you an apartment and sit down somewhere because the apartment doesn't go on your credit until you don't pay for it. So at least you only use the CPN to get in somewhere, but you're not making monthly. It's not being tied to something that you got to pay on every month that's tied to that social. You know what I'm saying? Like it is when you don't pay, but if you're going to pay your rent, you good, but it's not like a credit card. So it's a little different. Okay, so Chrissy says, Shamika, my husband has a collection that showed up on his credit for about $1,800 and it has dropped his score down like 60 points from an auto insurance policy. What to do? What do you recommend? Well, I can tell you this. Unfortunately, I'm sorry that it dropped. When your credit score takes a drop like that, you can take a drop from a collection. It can take a drop from you paying off something. You pay off your car. You're like, yay. And your credit is like, no. So if you get a drop, 2 things. If you could settle the collection, that would be great. So since Chrissy's husband, it went to a collection, that means it now belongs to a debt collector, which means you don't owe the debt collector, which also means you don't have to pay the debt collector $1,800, which means you can settle, not pay the bill. There's a difference. I don't ever pay the bill. I settle it. So that means I'm going to pay you less than 1,800. If it hit the credit, that means it's fairly new. That means you may or may not have a lot of wiggle room because the debt collector just got the debt. So they're going to want to try to make off of it as much as they can. Now, out of the $1,800 that you owe, they probably pay 50, 60 bucks for your debt. But will they take 50, $60? No. But will they take 50%? Probably not this soon. You may be able to settle it for 70 cents on the dollar. I would have you see what that is. See what 70% of 1,800. I'm not doing the math, and see if that's something y'all can afford. In the meantime, if you don't want to pay it, you say, "Man, I ain't got that kind of money." Just add a trade line, add a self lender, add kickoff. You can hit me up. I'll send you my credit builder card. You can do that. It's a prepaid, guaranteed prepaid a credit card that you're guaranteed to get. So it's not going to be an inquiry for nothing. And once that opens, whatever trade line you do, it will give you back. It ain't gonna give you 60 points, but it might give you about 30. Okay. So, but you also have to make sure that nothing else pops up on your credit in between that time to kill the score some more. Okay. So if you do real estate, yeah. So if you do real estate, that's what I would do. If you're not looking to buy a house right now, I wouldn't even worry about paying it off. I'm not big on paying, and it depends on what it is. If it's a medical bill, baby, they can wait. If it's a utility bill, that's different because that means I have to put down a deposit now. So, but medical bills, baby, y'all can wait. And again, anybody who's watching for the first time, if you consider yourself to be low income, now remember the federal poverty line is anybody that makes, I believe, under 15,000. If you make less than that, then you should be going to um, the hospitals and telling them you want to be on the sliding scale. That way you don't have to pay any of your medical bills back, even the ones that are on your credit thanks to the CARES Act. Okay. Let's see. Give names of places, but I can't ever contact her. I subscribe to her and got Discord, no answer. Well, see, when you do with people like that, um, when you subscribe to these people and you're giving them your money and they don't respond, that just kind of makes me mad. Um, Unsubscribe. I bet you she'll notice you then. Okay. Send her a message and then unsubscribe. She'll come back because nobody, when they notice you when the money's drawing up. Chrissy says, so are you saying don't pay the collection and it's ways around this? Yes, there's ways around paying the collection. Yes and no to paying it. If you and your husband are trying to buy a house, then yeah, you probably want to pay it because the collection will mess you up. But if you're trying to buy a house and it's a medical collection, it doesn't matter. Medical bills don't affect your credit when it comes to qualifying for a house. It does affect your credit scores, but we can raise that back up by adding the trade line. So I would say if you want to pay it because he can't stand anything ugly on his credit, call the debt collector and settle the payment. Pay less than what is owed. Let me tell y'all, I don't know how this lady found me. She's somebody grandma from Jamaica last week. She was very skeptical. She found me online. She called somebody to fix her credit and she said something just didn't feel right. And she said, I saw you. And she was like, girl, I don't know, but I just felt comfortable with you. Thank y'all. Why I drove and met this lady at the parking lot of her doctor office, and I showed her how to pull up her credit, and we sat there right in the car, somebody I don't even know, and we called, and she paid her medical collection over the phone. They gave her a receipt. I showed her how to do the paid off letter so that now she can get back on track to buying a home. She was trying to buy a house. A collection hit her credit and it dropped it like 60 or so points. So this is happening to a lot of people. Okay. So, I don't know her. She didn't find me off of YouTube. I hope she's watching tonight. But, you know, I'm serious about helping y'all get y'all stuff together. Okay. Very, very serious. Everybody deserves the opportunity. Okay. Let me see what y'all saying. Here we go. Um, you have trade yourself. I love kickoff. Yes. It says I need the last one too. Okay. Payment agent, Ron, loan signing agent. I miss. Thank you. That's right. So it's a permit runner. Permit. Yeah, permit, not payment. Permit. PERMIT. Permit runner, remote online, loan signing agent, and then you have the traditional regular notary. And I'm telling y'all, if some of y'all are notaries right now, y'all should be advertising online because people are getting ready to go back to school and they need their kids to. Some people don't want their kids to go to schools. They want to go to different schools. They need a notary right now. Y'all could be charging $25 to sign back to school paperwork. I don't have no kids, but I just met somebody in the parking lot this morning. So I'm telling you, you can make some money. People just need to know that you do it. All right. It says, okay, so it says if you're buying a home next year, then Chrissy, here is what answer this for me really quick. Is it a collection or is it a utility bill? Oh, his scores was 792. Whew, that would hurt my feelings to see it drop that much. Well, good thing is Her husband still qualifies, even though it took a 60-point drop. He still qualifies for a mortgage. Okay. But a 760 is considered to be A1 right now. 760 or higher is considered to be A1. So if we can get his credit score back up, that would be great. But let me know if it's a medical collection or just or utility. It says, damn, scores must be high to drop 60 points. Yes, it sees the least. If you remember, I told y'all last week, the higher your score is, the more it drops when something bad happens. Because think about it. If the credit bureaus are already making 25, if banks can charge you 25.99% because your credit is bad, you having a late payment is expected. Okay. It's bad to say that, but they expect certain things from people with certain credit scores. They expect you to be late constantly. They even expect you to have charge-offs, repos, medical collections, and regular collections. That's exactly what they want. And the reason they expect it is because statistics show that it works together. The mentality, the credit score, and the behavior all works together. It says it was from an auto policy progress. Okay, so if it's an insurance, that is something that the bank is not going to let you skip over. So what you're going to have to do if you're going to buy a home next year, settle it. You don't have to settle now because you still have time, but settle it. And then once you settle it, ask them to give you proof that you paid it off, and then take that paid off letter to your lender so that they know. Because sometimes, and I'm gonna tell y'all, just because you pay off a debt doesn't mean it goes off of your credit. Your credit is like a report card. It just shows what you've been doing. So if you have a collection, the collection just doesn't go away because you paid it. You can negotiate it, but if you negotiate to get that taken off, you are not going to be able to cut a deal. Okay. So if you, a lot of times they're not going to give you both. They'll say, okay, you could pay us less than the bill, but we keeping it on your credit. But if you want it taken off your credit, you got to pay us, because they know some of y'all are following these people on YouTube telling y'all pay for delete. There is no such thing as pay for delete. Deletion is something they do because they want to. They don't have to. So as long as you pay it and you get proof that you paid it, that's all you need. We don't care about them taking it off, because all the bank needs to know is it's paid, and here goes proof on their letterhead. That is all. And they can rapid rescore your credit to tell you what it is now that it's paid off so that you can get approved. So don't even worry about it. Okay. First time catching your live. Good info. Thank you. Yes, by me. I appreciate it. It says, will my credit score drop once my student loan is discharged? Absolutely, yes. Yes, 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 and more yeses. So I know y'all getting excited about these student loans coming off, but baby, let me tell you, I got a text yesterday. Somebody said, girl, I got a thing saying my student loans were going off. My score went up. But then they took them off and then they put them right back on and my score went down. So y'all got to make sure that when they are taking these loans off your credit, y'all need to wait a couple days for y'all go and post this on Facebook, because a lot of y'all loans are just being transferred, not paid, not discharged. All right. So the only way your loans will be taken off if you get a letter saying it's discharged. If they just automatically delete and you didn't get nothing, they're probably being transferred to another company, which means it's going to come right back on there. All right. Chrissy says, what are some good trade line? He has kickoff already. Then do self lender. Do self lender. And I want y'all to think about this too. Let me throw this out there too. And Chrissy, you might want to ask your loan company. If you're gonna buy a house within 12 months, the bank does not like you to open up new credit. So Chrissy, before you do that, make sure that they are okay with you opening up a new line of credit to counteract what happened with the drop in score. Because anytime you open up something new, the bank is like, oh, risky. Even if it's like a $300 credit card, they don't want you doing anything new. So find out first, Chrissy, because I don't know how soon you plan on buying. P Teach says, need help in getting a loan to obtain cash. Do you know some good options to use? Well, I'm gonna ask you what your credit is. And if you need loans, it depends. I hate to tell y'all to go to some places, but I mean, you could do one main. I don't like places like that personally. If you're in a crunch, I can understand. You could do hard money lenders if you want, but those are usually money that's given by banks for your business, not you. So you got to give me a little bit more than that. Okay, I'll explain that in a second. Okay, let's see. It says, "Will my explain the medical bill thing for low income?" So in the CARES Act, there's a lot of things that came out in the CARES Act, just like a whole bunch of things came out in the American Rescue Plan that a lot of y'all probably not even going to find out for years, okay? Because they do that on purpose. They keep information from y'all to keep us dumb and poor, okay? But in the CARES Act, it states that if you if your income is under the federal poverty line, and federal poverty line, I believe, is 15,000. It goes up every year, like a couple 1% or something like that. As long as you make that or less, then you can have all your medical bills by previous medical bills before the care before COVID and after COVID. Um, because the government gives money to the hospitals because they are nonprofit, and in exchange, the hospitals are supposed to um, give a free medical to certain people in certain income levels. Now they're gonna bill you, but you don't pay it because they have monies put aside to pay for people who can't pay. And the CARES Act says that they got to do it. So here's what you do: you go to the hospital, you have bills, they're on your credit report. You call that hospital and say, "Hey, um, and this is even for people who are not under the federal poverty line. There is a um, depending on your income, you can qualify at certain levels to pay different amounts. So you can call the hospital and say, "Do you have a sliding scale?" The sliding scale means where they adjust your payments to your income. Same thing like the income driven repayment that they're doing with the student loans. Most hospitals, they're going to say yes. If they say no, then ask them, do they have one for low income? People who are under the poverty line, they have to have one because most 97% of hospitals are nonprofit. Okay, unless they're private hospitals that are owned by like universities or something like that. But most hospitals are private. They're nonprofit and they get a lot of their money from the government. So fill out that application and get them taken off. No lie, someone I work with got 35 medical bills deleted, collections deleted because she didn't know about it either. And she called, she was elderly, she was on Social Security, she didn't even know that she qualified for it, and she got it. And they went back and removed all the old stuff. So please don't sleep on yourself. And even like I said, even if you make more than 15, do it anyway and see if they have one for your income level. They may cap, like people at 50,000 don't get nothing, but people underneath get less. And let me tell y'all something. The government does it. If y'all look at this student loan payment right now, with this income driven repayment, it says anyone who makes less than 36,800, or for a family of four, 65, 64,000 something. So you can make 30,000 or less and still qualify as a single person, or 60 something as a family of four. So everybody has a sliding scale, even the damn government. So the hospital does. Okay. Let's see. He says, "Hey, it's my first time here. Love your videos. Currently using the CPN info. Any tips on how to make it strong just for an apartment?" If you want to make your CPN strong, basically you just need to add 2 trade lines and develop a score. Once you develop a score, it looks like a regular social security number. I would say that you need to look yourself up in Experian or Credit Karma so that you can see the score that you actually have. Once you see a score with your name, because it can't be nobody else, because it's got to be you, then you go and apply for an apartment. Or, y'all, there are companies out there that actually will apply for you with a fake number. No lie, I can't believe it. They will get you into an apartment with a fake number, um, just so you can move in. I happily like them better because at least you don't get the CPN number and get to go get credit cards and stuff like that. If you want that stiff side, send me a message on my website, shamikasaves.com, and I'll send you their information so that you can see if you want to use them. Okay. It says, don't you own up to it when contact them? How can I get Grain Technology off of my credit? If Grain is on there for something that you did wrong, it's going to be difficult. If it's something that they did wrong, you could contact the CEO. Grain is a very small company. I think it has like less than 20 people. You can email the CEO. That's how small they are. That's what I did with Self Lender. So, but if it's something that you did wrong, it's going to be hard because companies with smaller staff, they have more time to look at these disputes because they're not that big. So I'm always careful with who I play with, and there's some companies I just don't play with. Discover is one of them. American Express is another one. Some of these small self lender, big companies like Chase and Capital One, they don't care. They're not looking like that. Companies like a Community Bank and Synchrony Bank, they're not looking like that. Ally Bank, I can give y'all some names. Ally Bank is what turned old girl in. What's her name? We was just talking about the girl. Not Ashley Grayson, the other girl that we were just talking about. I can't think of her name. I'm looking on here to see where y'all said her name at, but she got turned in from Ally Bank. Okay, so y'all gotta. So when y'all want to run these plays, y'all at least have to be wise of who it is, because they'll turn your ass into. Hey, Rissa. Okay, so Shamika, I need some free money. Where is at? Hey, Chef Hollywood. Man, there is no free money. Matter of fact, there ain't no free money because they even cutting food stamps. How many of y'all got y'all food stamps and y'all noticed the food stamps was cut? Or shall I say the PEBT? They cut those. It says most hospitals in New Jersey have charity care. That's what it's called, charity care. I used to call it sliding scale because some places use the word charity care and they didn't know what that was. So if you're going to do the medical thing, you can say charity care or the sliding scale, whichever one y'all want to do. Some places don't call it that. So know both of them. So you can be like, oh, so y'all don't got that, but do y'all got this? Okay. So hit them with both. Yes, just ask your loan officer, do what they advise you, opening up a line of credit to increase your score, Chrissy, or would they rather you just pay it off and leave it the score where it's at? The only reason why I want you to do that is because we don't want you to have to wait even longer. If she says do it, then do it. If she says don't, then don't, and you're just gonna have to get the house at whatever score he has, whatever interest rate that is. Okay. It says also when using a it says also when using a CPN to buy a new vehicle. I hear some people say they don't do new lots. Go to buy here, to buy here, pay here, or drive time. What do you say? When people do CPNs, what I tell people to do is go get that score, get approved, go to Capital One, the Capital One car place online. The reason I do that, or I do Carvana, is because, well, first of all, you ain't you, so you want to have to deal with people as less as possible, and as less paperwork and as less FaceTime. I like the Capital One because you can go and get approved for Capital One, select your car on the lot, already do all your paperwork, submit the social, the driver, all that. And then when it's time to pick up the car, you just bring them a form of ID and the insurance, and you off the lot. That's it. So now the interest rate might be a little higher using Capital One, but you can always refinance it. All right. Y'all just need to make sure if that's what you want to do, because the CPN you may not be able to refinance because it's not really you. But that's how I tell people to go to these car lots and get them. You can go to buy here, pay here, but why go to buy here, pay here to get a repo when you could have just got that on your own damn credit? Okay. So if you're going to use the CPN to get a nice car, go and get a nice car. All right. And use the Capital One. I think they do decent. What's the application called? Which one? Shay Inspire. He says, can you tell us about the diploma program? Which one? There's which one? Which one? The high school diploma program? Oh, you said I need my GED quickly because I went to Job Corps, can't get my records, and sign up for school. Okay. Boy, y'all finna have me tell all the business, okay? Whew. Okay, so here's my two things. If you need a diploma and you are just doing it for a job, there is a website you can go to. But y'all know y'all gonna have to hit me up on the thing. Y'all gonna have to hit me up on my website, okay? And I'm gonna tell you where to go. And you can find diplomas, transcripts, you can find all of that. You just have to have Adobe PDF on your computer, and then you can edit it. Now, I'm not saying that I did it. I did not. This is for entertainment and educational purposes. Y'all hit the like button too. Okay, so if y'all need to make you some documents, especially for school to get a job, you can do it there. If you need a real diploma though, because you need to go to college or something like that, you can go to, hold on. Now, I'm not saying anything against people getting GEDs. There ain't nothing wrong with getting a GED, but there are other options than GEDs. They have these quick little high school diploma programs, and I have one, and it is called. It's a Christian school, and I know before y'all say anything, I have already done the research. It is a legit school. Matter of fact, y'all gonna have to send me an email, and I'm gonna send you the name of the school, Saya. And what you do is the school or the college or Job Corps, wherever you're trying to go to, call them and you're going to ask them, do they accept this school? This school is accredited though. You just ask them, do they accept it? Some places will, some places won't. Sometimes when you go to these alternative schools to get these diplomas, some places will take it, some won't. I know that you can use this school diploma and go to University of Miami, and University of Miami is a pretty big school. It's a pretty nice school. So if they accept it, then some of these other places will accept it too. A community college around here I know accepts it too. So if you want it, I'll send it to you. It's $600, but they give you a discount and they give you like 50% off. So make sure you ask them, are y'all giving the discount? Because it should be $300. Okay, $300, and it's 500 questions. It used to be 300 questions. Now they done upped it to 500. And all I would say is have people help you, because you can't really look. Well, you can look some of the stuff up, but it's not super hard. But you probably gonna need somebody else. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. And if you want to ask me more questions about it, talk to me in the inbox. Okay. PT say you currently have a 705 score. Okay, so good. If you got a 705 score, then you should be able to go and get you a loan from a bank with a 705. I don't see why you can't get a loan from a bank at that score. All right, y'all know I'm over my 8 o'clock, but I'm gonna go ahead on and look and see what y'all saying. It says Varo wouldn't send my payments. They want connect on the. They want connect. It's on Varo end. Oh, get in. Have you ever heard of sealing and eviction? Let me tell y'all. I have never heard of sealing an eviction, because an eviction isn't a charge. But what you could do is, if you paid an eviction, the person who put the eviction on you can remove it. But let me look at that sealing and eviction really quick, because now you piqued my interest. Um, and let me see. I don't believe it's possible, but let's see. And okay, hold on. Mm. Okay. Okay. Look at that. All right, so there's something new. I might do a thing on this. So you can seal an eviction. It's a motion. You put in the motion to seal an eviction. And let me see what it's saying. Okay, so basically you can request the courts to seal the eviction, make basically hiding it so that when people do a search, they can't see it. But this is the thing, you have to have a good enough reason for them to be able to do it, or they won't do it. So if you got a good enough reason, then you probably could. I'll give you an example. If you're a victim of domestic violence, there are no evictions when it comes to domestic violence. So if you are a victim of domestic violence and you got put out because of something behind that, you can use that handy dandy police report, baby, and that would be a way to seal your eviction. Why? Because hey, you may be fearing for your life, or I mean, it could be a whole bunch of reasons. But when you have the domestic violence and this has an issue with moving out, they're not supposed to. And those state laws may be different in different places, but usually they don't hold you a victim when it's because of domestic violence. Other than that, if you don't have a good enough reason, I can't see why they would take it off. All right, let's see what y'all saying. It's saying, do you have any recommendations on jobs? Hold on, I'm trying to see this thing. Do you have any recommendations on jobs or gigs for stay-at-home moms to bring in extra income that won't require too much? Yeah, I mean, call center jobs will be the first thing. I mean, any job that's gonna have y'all working from home are gonna be call center jobs. So I would tell y'all to go. Of course, y'all know my favorite is what is it? Aspire? Is that the site I tell y'all to go to? Let me give you that site real quick. Hold on. It is that what it is? Arise. ARISE. The only reason I like Arise is because they have a ton of people you could choose from. ADT, Cruise Lines, Disney, a whole bunch of different people. To me, that's probably going to be the best one. Or you can just go on Indeed. And if y'all really want a good work from home job, why y'all don't start no YouTube channel? YouTube done made it easy for y'all to make money off of them, okay? And YouTube pays every month. Don't even got to have a whole bunch of subscribers. And y'all noticing people making faceless videos now. Matter of fact, that's one of the things I'm finna get into, is because I'm like, man, I get tired of always putting my face on these videos. I just want to use my mouth and let y'all hear what I gotta say. So that's what y'all could be doing. Let's see. That's right. Thank you. Don't forget to like, y'all, please. Thank you. Thank you very much. Sorry, Stiff Side, if I didn't see it. It said it's hard to find any work from home jobs. I work at home now, looking for another one for over 6 months. No love. Everybody and their mama. Everybody want to work from home. COVID did that. It says my CP scores are 672 right now. Experience training 751. So Chrissy, that's good. CP. Is this CP, I think? And I hope that you're not using those to buy. Okay? You can't buy with a CPN. Let's see. All right, so it's 8 car girls. Capital One is easy. Okay, you said I need a CPN. Sorry, you don't need no CPN, but hit me up anyway. Let's talk about it. Penn Foster. Oh, you definitely could go to Penn Foster, and on that website, I'm gonna give y'all where you can make up where you can go and edit the real diploma. Penn Foster is all over that. You can just edit somebody else's Penn Foster and put your name on there, and boom, you done. And congratulations, you done graduated. It says, what are your thoughts on HELOC looking to do just for home improvement? I don't think a HELOC is bad. It's just a HELOC, if y'all don't know, is a home equity line of credit. Basically, they'll give you a line of credit one or two ways. They'll say, okay, we approve you for 100,000. You can come and get it in increments of 25,000, or here goes 100,000. Spend it however you want. I don't have an issue with it. I just want to make sure that you're able to pay it back. The good thing is, if you're not able to pay it back, I was reading this in bankruptcy last night, that if you have two mortgages on one house, you can basically in certain provisions tell the other one, we can't pay you, but we're gonna pay this one because this is the one that's on my primary mortgage. So you may have a way out, but I don't want you going in thinking that. I don't have a problem with them. I just feel like if you're gonna pull the money out of the house, I would hope that you don't have any other debt, because now you're gonna add another bill. That's one. And then two, I would maybe pull out enough that you can use the money to do something to make an investment so that you can make money coming back. So I really wouldn't want to pull money out unless I'm pulling it out to buy property. And most people, because I'm a notary, I do these closings. I ask most people, hey, what you doing? What you gonna do with the money? Because 20,000 is to fix a house, but people are pulling out 200,000. They're buying another house. So I would tell you to see your options, see if you can get more and maybe buy something and then have some left over to fix. Because I'd rather you have more income coming in and live in a raggedy house than live in a very nice house and can't afford it because you're paying two mortgages. Okay, so that's what I think. Says, I'm going to Colorado Christian University. Okay, that's not the school I'm talking about. Mine is some EFSC. No, not EFSC. No, that's Eastern Florida. There is another one. Send me a message, I'll send you this one. Penn Foster does high school diploma. Yes, they do. I'm trying to tell you to go to Penn Foster and just use the diploma and not actually pay for the school. Okay. Life insurance. If you need life insurance, I definitely got somebody for you in your state too. So please send me a message. And you're very welcome. Yes, and me. And no, I do not gatekeep. I want to tell y'all all the stuff I can. It says grain mess you up. Hold on. It says, isn't that freezing LexisNexis? No, freezing LexisNexis is not the same thing. That's something completely different. It says you have to go to those other credit reporting companies to put a freeze on. Okay, so yeah, so freezing your credit is something totally different. I don't recommend y'all freeze y'all credit unless you're really removing a bankruptcy. You really don't have no other reason to freeze your credit, in my opinion. It says social anxiety is holding me back from content creating. Well, Summer Walker has social anxiety too, but we saw her this weekend with her leg cocked open, bending down, looking like an ant with fake butt cheeks. And she has social anxiety too. So and you know who else has social anxiety? Y'all ain't gonna believe it. Suki Hana. So if these people have social anxiety and they get nervous and they're shy around people, I get shy too. I just make myself do it because I find that what y'all need from me is greater than me being worried about me. So I just do it and then I get off. Now I may be nervous and shaking my leg and sweating most of the time, but I just do it. And I don't complain when that check come in. So I'm gonna need y'all to look in the mirror at yourself, and tell yourself you got to get up the nerve. You got to do this, okay? You got to do it. Well, Beyonce ain't gonna take you to KFC, all right? So we got to do it. I'm telling you, these people got social anxiety, and they right over here showing their butt cheeks and crack and all of that, and making all the money you could be making. Now, I ain't telling you to show your butt cheeks and your crack, but if you want to, let me know so I can support your video, okay? Because I'll share it too. Hey, Johnny. All right. Santander Bank. That Santander Bank is the worst. It says, I need to get on my feet really quickly. Medically, I'm behind health reasons. Well, we can talk, Saya. I'll definitely help y'all. And y'all know I'll tell y'all we talk about bankruptcies in a minute too. Okay. Thank you for hitting me up. Thank you, Sharon. Okay, and let's see. So I appreciate y'all. All right, so it's 8:22. I stayed on here way longer than I normally want to. Thank y'all again. Y'all make sure that y'all follow me on YouTube. Now that I'm a little bit more settled now, I'm finna pop out these videos. I'm finna do some stuff, y'all, okay? Because I feel motivated. And I can't be the only one telling y'all to get this money, and I'm not getting it either. So I'm gonna do what I continue to do so I can tell y'all what I did to get to where I am. And hopefully we all can just get to this place together, together. That's all I'm gonna say. I want everybody to have a house. I want everybody to have a little bit of money in the bank. and no student loans to pay. Okay, so if I can help y'all achieve that, I am good with that. Yes, I do bankruptcies. All you got to do is go to shamikasaves.com, send me a message. I will definitely help and talk to y'all. I'll be doing a lot of them. Okay, a lot. All right, and don't feel shame. And I'll be telling people, I don't care if y'all under 40 doing bankruptcy. You should be, because some of y'all carrying around all this debt from your 20s for no damn reason. Get free, get from up under this stuff and start over. Some of y'all deserve that and don't even know that you can, because somebody done told you that you're not supposed to do it and that it's bad, and it's not bad. But you says you freeze it to have control from someone checking, but no, that's not true. Y'all mixing that up. That's not true, Liz. You freeze your credit. Experian, TransUnion, Equifax to prevent somebody from pulling your credit without you knowing. You do not freeze LexisNexis, Factor Trust, Craig Cole, and you don't freeze any of those other places, because now you will never get approved for anything. Those companies have everything to do with proving your identity. Experian, Equifax, TransUnion has everything to do with your credit. Okay, so if you want to freeze those, but do not freeze LexisNexis and all of those things, because I promise you, you will have issues. I know. I remove bankruptcy, so I know what people go through. So don't freeze them unless you absolutely need to, because you will have problems identifying yourself. Just like when you go to the government website and you got to do login.gov, they won't find you, because LexisNexis is who they use. So if you freeze LexisNexis, you won't be able to get in to do those things. So please don't do that unless you absolutely need to. Okay, love you too. Thank you. So I'm gonna see y'all again Monday. Y'all, next Monday. If y'all need anything, drop me a message in my box, shamikasaves.com. I'm about to get to work. Y'all know this is the time I get to work, so I'm about to get to work. And I'll see y'all guys soon. And no fighting on no docks, and put them chairs down, okay? Love y'all. Y'all have a good one. Bye. It's all right, defocus. Go back and on YouTube and run that rewind, and you can go on and watch it. You can email me, shamikasaves.com. You can go to my credit site, Credit Hacker. Put the dash between the credit and the hacker. Sign yourself up to do you some credit. And if you want a consultation, or you just want to send me some messages and ask some questions, bam, shamikasaves.com. Send me a message, okay? Talk to y'all later. Bye. See y'all. Bye-bye. He says, wait, I just froze all of them to start disputes. That's cool. I mean, yes, you can. I don't think you need to. I don't think that it's wise to do LexisNexis and all of those other ones, because LexisNexis doesn't keep your credit. They only have your car insurance. They only have what you've done in your personal life. They don't have anything to do with your credit. So I don't know why people tell folks to do that. You only are doing it if it's public record. So if I'm removing a bankruptcy, then yes, I would want to freeze those, because we don't want them to verify that you really filed that public record. If you're trying to hide from your eviction, they're going to go to LexisNexis, because LexisNexis access all of your personal information, stuff about you, the person, not you with your credit. So that is why y'all have to watch it, because sometimes they're giving y'all bad info, okay? Just because they want likes and clicks, all right? So just because that's not true, okay? Anyway, got any more questions? Hit me up. Hey, Miss Pam, I miss you. Talk to y'all soon. Okay, bye.